you. This one's about, so this one's all about you. Okay, you have the power to create the change that you want to see. So I thought I'd do a part 2 that just goes into more depth about the things that we can do or start to change about ourselves that can actually contribute to seeing the change, to see us elevate, to see us grow. I'm also working on these as myself. I never want to speak as someone that's already there or fully attained anything. I definitely am in my year of developing, growing myself, becoming the woman that I've always wanted to be, elevating myself into the person as well that I want to be, just in general, to be fair. Yeah, and just becoming that person. And I think these few tips might be able to help someone that I've started practicing, started doing for myself. So previously I talked about like the things that you can do to level up. So we talked about loving yourself, changing up your wardrobe, being financially stable, surrounding yourself with the right people, right friends, and then continuing to grow within that and continue to develop yourself, whether that's emotionally, spiritually or physically. So first thing is, I guess it's kind of like the don'ts, the things not to do more than anything. Not to do and things to do. So I'd definitely say the first one on the aspect that we talked about, loving yourself, is don't allow yourself to talk yourself out of good things. So basically, don't allow yourself to just be like, oh well, there's this opportunity but I don't think I'll be good enough for it, or there's this promotion that I don't think I'm going to get. Basically, don't talk down to yourself, don't be negative towards yourself. Have a positive voice, have a loving voice towards yourself, because too many times we can be a little harsh on ourselves. The things I've said to myself at times when it's not going right, I'm like, what are you thinking? What is that? Like, what the heck? Like, that's not good. That's not going to get you anywhere. Rather than in situations like that, you can evaluate these situations, like I've said before. Allow yourself time to grow. Have some grace for yourself. Pray about it. Be like, you know, Lord, I'm feeling this kind of way. Even sometimes I think knowing how other people view you can also help you, but the main thing is having that revelation about you first, because I've realized that so many people can say so many great things like, what, you're great, you're beautiful, you're amazing, but if you never believe it, it will never, those words are just like bouncing back on a rock. Just, they're never going to actually land anywhere. They're just going to land on the floor and never on you. I definitely, something I've had to learn. I realized I don't like compliments. Definitely for my partner, my husband. He'll compliment me, oh, you look great. I'm like, oh, it's just something I slipped on, you know, oh, I've worn this before. And I'll always bite it off with some kind of comment, and it's never one like, oh, thank you, you know, I feel good, just actually thank you. And now it's always, I always have to end up being like, oh well, yeah, but I would have looked better if I was, you know, I didn't have that bulge there or something. I always have to say something negative, and it's not a good thing. Definitely is something I'm trying to work on. So I have been definitely like, when he does say nice things now, I say thank you, and I'm like, just leave it at that. You don't need to say any other comment. You don't have to be like, oh well, you know, it's not really that nice, or do you know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes I get into my head a lot, so I definitely have to, like, I've started just being like, no, don't overthink it. He said you look nice, and you know what, you look nice, and then let us move on, and that's it. Sometimes you just doesn't have to be like, oh, you know, but he said it that way, or did he mean that on other times I didn't look nice? You know how women we are. Sometimes you have those emotional days and you're like, so does it mean other times I'm ugly? We can have such emotional whirlwinds where we overthink, and definitely on my girly time, my emotions are just so heightened, and I'm aware of it, and that because I'm aware of it, it helps me just to be like, you're okay. This is a period of time that you're just going to feel like this because your hormones are just all over the place right now, but it's okay. Don't feel like, you know, it's the end of the world. And sometimes just being aware of it helps you just calm down a bit and be like, okay. So definitely, first one, don't allow yourself to like speak negatively to yourself, speak lovingly to yourself. Be like, yeah, I am great. You know what? The Bible says I'm the head and not the tail, you know. I am first and not last. Like, speak to yourself, stuff like that. Like, I think I've had to just start like rehearsing it and be like, if God says this about me, then it must be true, because he's not man to lie. But whereas I have this flawed view of myself, we end up having a flawed view of ourselves just because of sometimes the experiences we've had, what has been spoken to us, and sometimes it's time to just shake that off and be like, no, I am not that. Even though I feel this way, it doesn't mean that I'm actually that type of person. You know, I am a lovely person. Even though if I'm not amazing yet, but I will be amazing soon. You have to start to be great. You don't always have to be great to start. So I definitely believe in that. And then, so yeah, that's what I was saying. First step is positive talk to yourself. I basically write this down for myself, and then I end up just saying other things. Yeah, so I said that. Second one, don't be scared. Don't be scared to take the lesser known route. I don't know how to say that in a better way, but don't be scared to take the route that not everyone's going down the path, if you get what I mean. So don't, even if it feels scary and it's an unknown area, don't be scared to go down it. It's a dream of yours. You're like, but I don't know, I want to start a business, but no one's ever done it before. Be the first. Be the first to do it. Do it scared. Do it inexperienced. Start it. So you don't, like I said before, you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to then become great. So I definitely say don't be scared and don't bury your dreams, so then in the end you look back and you're like, oh, I wish I had just tried. Failure isn't an excuse, because failure will allow you to learn something. Failure will allow you to grow, build character. It's funny how the things that always seem negative are the ones that allow us to create the biggest change. And by that I mean by, like I say, failure is seen as such like, oh, you failed. It's like, no, I may have failed in that part, but because of that I grew immensely. I was able to understand that I need this in the future, I need to do that in the future, I need to apply this in the future. All those things come together to build something, and a character building. And I think in life, most of the things that we go through are to build our character. Even though we hate it, we don't like it, it is to build character. And we'll be surprised at how much pressure can actually be applied onto us, and how much growth happens once a pressure is applied. So I feel like in anything good, there needs to be some kind of pressure. Not anything, but most things that are good, pressure needs to be applied. Olive oil, if you want to get the beautiful olive oil out, which is great for you, good for your health, you need to press it, you need to squeeze it, you need to grind it, it needs to go through the mill. So in everything, I definitely believe we do sometimes have to go through that pressing moment, which is really difficult in the moment, but once you come out of it, you kind of see the bigger picture. And I do look at my life now and I'm like, oh, even though I had to struggle, now I understand so much more. That struggle and that fight created in me a resilience that I sometimes call stubbornness, because I can be stubborn on the good things. And the thing is, I feel like me being negative to myself at times has not allowed me to actually fulfill my full potential. And that is not a good thing, because I'm like, if I actually thought to myself, if I stopped speaking negatively, if I actually dreamed big and stopped trying to be logical, for example, I'd be logical, like, okay, let me just do my education, go to work and just do like everyone does, be safe. If I actually had allowed myself to just fully grow into the person I wanted to be, do the dreams I wanted to do, I think I could have actually been somewhere different. But then at the same time, I do believe there was a reason for that, and I needed to grow my character before that. So I'm actually grateful for it, because I feel like now that once you know your full potential, there is no one can stop you. That's the one thing you have to realize. Once you realize how great you are, how amazing you can be, people can tell you and it's an add-on. You're like, thank you, I know. And it's not in a cocky way, but it's in a confident way of like, I know who I am now, because for too long I have lived in the shadows of who I could have been, and I've lived in the shadows of others. And instead of being like, you know what, yes, they're great and I can admire them, but then I've also got my greatness. Why am I putting myself down? You don't have to put yourself down to let other people rise. You can still allow people to rise, enjoy their spotlight, but also still be confident and love yourself for who you are. So I definitely say that. Don't, because I think for me, I definitely stopped myself by being logical and just be like, let's just take the safe way out, take the safe route. It doesn't matter that you want to be this in the future, that you want to be a business owner, you want to be an entrepreneur. no, that's for other people, that's not for you. So don't be scared to dream big and follow your dreams as well. There's nothing, I put this down, me allowing myself to stay in that state of just be like, do the normal day-to-day, go to school, education, work, get a house, etc. That never fed into my soul, but it actually just kept me in the survival mode state rather than anything else. So, and 3, I think I've already said this, actually said it prior, don't be afraid to fail. Failure builds character, you learn from it. My business, as an example, it didn't go how the way I wanted it to do, but I literally have learned so much during that process, and also it just was enlightening to see the things that I needed to learn, the things that I needed to incorporate. I think some people think that business is such an easy thing, like just set up a business nowadays, just do it online, but there's so many things. You need to find suppliers, you need to have all these certificates, you need to get everything in order, and it's not the easy way that people always kind of try sometimes to portray it. So I've definitely learned a lot from my business. I always say that self-care is not an option but a priority. By that I mean that allow yourself time to just recoup, allow yourself time to just relax, and especially after busy days. It is difficult when you've got work, you've got kids, you've got a family, but I think resting is always an underrated thing at times. I think sometimes people, I'm just a go-getter. Sometimes I'm just like work. If I'm not being productive, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm just wasting time. Like, what am I doing? But at times I think your body and your mind just needs that rest. Even God rested on the 7th day. So, you know, we all need a bit of rest. So I do have a tendency to burn myself out, and I feel like once you burn yourself out, it's just not a great place to be in. You just end up, you can't pour into an empty cup, like they always say. You end up just kind of working from an empty place, a place of annoyance, anxiety, tiredness. So it can be a bit difficult, but I definitely say once in this journey that you are going for it, you want to achieve certain things, don't forget to rest. Because I think sometimes you can go, and then you just don't have time to actually be like, oh, what about me? I've been giving, there's nothing coming into me. I definitely felt this during the wedding time. I like to give some examples. I've just realized I felt this during the wedding time because I was just go. I was like working full time, still running the business, basically kind of mainly on my side, just because most of the production, everything is on where I am, and I'm in charge on the social media aspect of it. The website aspect of it, so quite a lot of it was on me, and I was just feeling burnt out. I'm not gonna lie, like the only time that I allowed myself to just kind of like recoup was the times I went for my massages and my lymphatic drainage, where I literally would say in my brain, I was like, okay, this is my week, I'm going, working from home on the one day, I'm going to I'm traveling for 2 days out of the week, I've got work for the rest of the week, I'm probably gonna come back like at 9 o'clock for the 2 days that I am going into work, and I'm gonna be shattered because it feels like you never get time to like recoup that time of traveling, and if there's delays you have to think of that. And I literally just say to myself, okay, I've got that week, okay, and then Saturday I'm like, okay, I've got the gym to go to, my PT session, and then straight after that I'm like, okay, at least I know I'm going for my massage, I'm going for my lymphatic drainage, I can relax for that 1 hour. And that allowed me to even get through sometimes the week, because I'd be like, I've got an hour to myself that I can just relax, and then afterwards I'll be like, okay, after this I'm probably gonna have to start running around again and do things for the wedding, find things. But it did allow me, it gave me that boost I needed for the rest of the week to be like excuse me, I can keep going. So yeah, definitely allow time excuse me, for yourself. And then oh, excuse me guys, don't be scared to use the resources around you to help and improve you. I'm a big believer in using the resources that are around you, that you can find. I think I've said this in a lot of videos. I keep, probably some of this might feel like I'm repeating, but I definitely do believe in using the resources that you can find to improve yourself, elevate yourself, level yourself up, whatever you want to say it. reading the books. Definitely for me this year is for reading books, getting someone professional to help you, a mentor, attending webinars. Your girl's not that technology savvy. Just to allow you to feed into yourself as well, understand the profession you're in, the passion that you've got. Is always good to always get more understanding, more learning. You can never learn enough, I believe. You can never learn enough. So don't be scared to use resources. That's another one of mine. Don't be afraid to ask people who are professionals. Don't be intimidated. For me, definitely I want to kind of push to be like be bold about it. Be like, if you know someone's good at something, some people might be like, no, I don't want to tell you what I do. Fine, go to the next person. There are some people like that, but if you can find someone that you know that it's like, I'm trying to get into this field, I want to be a designer, I want to be a content creator in this area, and I've seen your content, I love how you do this, like, do you have any inspiration on how to do that? Attend the networking events that will allow you to kind of get to know people around your circle, know people and understand people that can support you. Even some people become friends in the strangest situations, but sometimes they're meant to be there. And I definitely believe using resources that you can find. I definitely want to get myself into kind of like a webinar or a seminar thing this year, or attend kind of like a meetings just for the business as well. Learn from people that have experienced it, know it, and then I can gain nuggets of knowledge and I can apply that to the business and myself. So definitely do that. Within that, I think that's all the ones I've got for this second part. So thank you so much for watching part 2. Part 1 will be linked below. Sorry for the 2-part thing, but I'm still getting a hang of my camera and also the editing and everything. I want to get that in. Hopefully I could just make it into one long video. But thank you so much for watching. It's been great having you. I hope this has been helpful. Definitely steps that I've started and I can see the changes within myself, so I hope these can also be applied in your life and you can use them, and you can also start a change that you want to see in yourself. A positive change, obviously. If you have any questions, please do write them below. If there's anything else that you think that could add to this, let me know. But these were more, I feel like, the most for you inwardly to kind of work on, rather than the physical. Like I said last time, the wardrobe and stuff, these were kind of more going into like the things you can like internally kind of apply to kind of allow that change to start. So I hope this has been helpful. Let me know if there's another video you'd like to prefer, if you want to know what me to do, such as about wardrobe, how to change my wardrobe, what I've bought, where I bought it from, let me know. And I'll see you in the next one. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.